618.
Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern. It's Wines du Jour on CRN with our very own Les Kincaid from Las Vegas. What's the show about, Les?
Well, every week we do something very unique. We bring in 3 wines from a particular winery, and we have a group of local people come to an upscale restaurant. We taste the food from the restaurant to pair with each one of those wines, and we have a great time doing it. We talk about the wines, we talk about the food, talk about the restaurant, and of course that's about it.
All on CRN. Don't miss it. Welcome to the Sports Lounge. I am Michael Horn, along with the star of our program, the all-pro defensive end, the Sultan as we call him, 2 safeties in 1 game in the same quarter. The acting legend, we're talking about the one and only Mr. Fred Dryer.
Hey, thanks so very much, Michael Horn. And welcome to our show. I'm just going through these pages here.
You got a lot of information. You've been studying up before the show.
As I've said to you before, I drive around town reading the newspapers, and so I'm looking at the NFL draft. The last player, the 256th player picked by the Redskins, Trey Quinn. He is formerly now known as Mr. Irrelevant.
What does that mean? What do you mean, Mr. Irrelevant?
That means, there's a party thrown for the last player in the draft out in Newport Beach out here.
And it'll be Trey Quinn's party?
Trey Quinn's party.
From SMU?
From SMU. He's a wide receiver.
Redskins got him.
And they showed it. What's interesting is they showed a clip of this guy, like they always do.
Right. Yeah.
All through the draft.
Yeah.
Here's who the Redskins got in Trey Quinn. This guy looked pretty good. He was a shifty little guy.
Really?
He looks like a Danny Amendola type of a guy that the Patriots had, in the slot. He looks like he could play a great slot. The slot position on offense now in the NFL is a very dynamic position to be playing, and it also is a revolutionary. And the New England Patriots, with what's his name, Brady, have popularized that position.
So that's going to be pretty good. So did you like the way the draft kind of went down? Were you watching that? I know you were going to sit down there and grab a hot cup of toddy and watch what was going on.
I did. I had my favorite Christoph cigar, and
you use a cigar while you're watching. Is that it?
Yeah. And smoking a cigar makes me want to look for a cigar.
That's right.
And I didn't see anybody, in the draft smoking a cigar, which was disappointing.
So that's disappointing.
But I watched the draft. I watched round 1, and I watched a little bit of the up until round 3, and then after that, who the hell knows?
Who knows? You can give your thoughts to Fred. You can email him at any time. Fred Dryer at crntalk.com. Fred Dryer at crntalk.com. And don't forget his new website, freddryer.co. It's got stories, info about his career, and a whole lot more. freddryer.co. Check it out. Now, we also have here on the show a lot of things to talk about, not only the draft, but you're going to be talking a little bit maybe about some changes to the kickoff again coming up in the
oh God,
your favorite topic to talk about.
Oh God,
more changes coming your way.
Yeah, they want to romance everybody into thinking that they're going to make pro football better, and this is going to be more changes to the kickoff. Apparently, are coming, and what these changes are actually, as it's written here, is just a prelude to what is going to happen anyway, which is they're going to get rid of the kickoff.
You think so?
And I do. And once they do that, they're also getting rid of Fred Dryer.
It's done, right? You won't watch it anymore?
I'm done.
You're walking? No more?
I'm done.
Ratings are down anyway. You might as well just kill the whole sport and get rid of the kickoff.
And now they want Khalid Khan, whatever his name is, the guy that owns the Jackson, Shahid Khan, is hoping to buy Wembley Stadium so he can move the Super Bowl over there.
Yeah, so we can then have the Super Bowl in London, where they really care a lot about American football.
And believe me, I hope he takes the Jaguars with him, as far away from the mainland as he possibly can.
You want the Jaguars to be the official
the
London
ugliest uniform, and
really?
He looks, Khan, the owner of the Jags, looks exactly like Jerry Colonna.
Yeah, he was in that movie with William Shatner. Remember that, The Wrath of Khan?
Yes,
remember that? Khan! That was a famous William Shatner.
Very good. Yeah, that's right. That was exactly what he said.
Ladies and gentlemen, the KFC Extra Crispy Kernel.
Bronze and gold, crunchy and tasty. This is a song about the crispy kernel. It's a new sandwich, and it's extra crispy like me. The crispy kernel comes in a $5 fill-up with wedges, cookie, drink, and a yacht. Okay, maybe not a yacht, but all them other fixins'. Get the new crispy kernel sandwich in a $5 fill-up from KFC. It's extra crispy good.
Prices and participation may vary. Tax and substitutions extra.
It's 3 p.m. and you just ran out of ink. You have a report due end of day, which is 2 hours from now. You can't push the deadline because end of day means end of today, not end of tomorrow day. What now? Go to your local Staples store. Staples has a huge selection of ink and toner in stock and at low prices every day. So you can get your ink fast for less. End of story.
Welcome back to the Jeffersons. This music always sounds like some kind of a sitcom that you started. Weren't you in Cheers? Didn't I? I saw you on the not the Heroes and Icons channels, but the other network that's out there where they have MeTV, and they had a promo. Even though I think your show's not on, they had a promo with you on your big performance that you had on Cheers.
Oh, did they?
You were one of the lovely women, the ladies' boyfriends, weren't you in that film?
I was. I played Ted Danson's ex baseball buddy who turned into a sports broadcaster.
Oh, so you were the broadcaster.
I was a sports broadcaster.
And that was a good episode. And did you go after what's her name in the show over there?
I made jokes about her, but I didn't want to get too forward with her. Otherwise, it would be a threat to Ted.
That's good. So you go down in history as one of the stars of Cheers. So I like this. That's good.
One of them.
One of them. Now, changes are coming apparently to the kickoff rules. Welcome back here. It's the Sports Lounge. I'm Michael Horn. That's Fred Dreyer.
How do you do?
And the NFL is they're not killing the kickoff yet. Fred Dreyer thinks they might be doing it, but everybody thinks it might be getting whacked. The Judy Batista of the NFL media listed some key developments from Wednesday's session of the ongoing, what the NFL is calling the Safety Summit.
Oh, now you do know they're going to get rid of it.
As it relates to the kickoff, the Safety Summit, she says the next wave of changes to the play will likely include eliminating the two-man wedge, preventing players on the kicking team from getting a running start, and allowing only 3 players on the return team to stray beyond the row of blockers who are in closer proximity to the members of the kicking team. This is going to destroy the game of football. That's what it's all about, is the kickoff.
Well, here's what I think they should do.
Yes.
If they want to make an amendment. Here's
Fred Dreyer's idea.
They should have a kicker, put the ball on the tee.
Yeah.
Have a kicker, and have maybe 1 or 2 guys on each side of him.
Yes.
Kick the ball off.
Yes.
Have a receiver, 1 receiver in the end zone or wherever you want to put him.
Right.
And then have 2 guys blocking for him. So the kickoff is a kickoff, but you have like 3 men on each side.
And that's it. There's 3
and that's it.
And you try and catch
and
this
here's
guy.
what you do.
Yes.
And you try to catch the guy.
Yeah.
The guy can go all the way.
Yep. He can
certainly.
Back around, turn to the left or the right.
Once they start scoring a lot of points on the kickoff,
people will love it.
They're
going to love this thing. So you would just have 3 guys on each team on the field.
I would have a kickoff, have the same rules.
Yes.
I wouldn't have a wedge. I'd have 2 guys. You can return it any way you want. You can have big guys up there, two big guys, or 2 receiver guys.
Whatever you want to do, right?
You can have a double switch. You can do an awful lot of things, but it would behoove the sport to make an amendment.
Hello. Can I get a hold of the Safety Summit, please? I believe Fred Dreyer would like to make some. You should be on this team, the Safety Summit. If we could get that, would be pretty good.
Well, I think it's a better idea than destroying it like they're doing.
Well, that's what they're doing here. The Safety
Plus,
Summit.
here's the other thing.
Yes.
You're taking away an avenue to where a lot of guys make a team based on the special teams and based on kickoffs.
Yeah.
I wanted to see a guy run down there and kick off and like a bowling ball and knock down 5 guys. That's what I want to see.
It.
And here's the other thing.
People want to see that.
Remember the subtext of this, ladies and gentlemen. All these rule changes coming from the Safety Summit. All of these rule changes are addresses an issue they refuse to talk about, and that is tackling.
Oh, yeah, because they're going to get rid of that eventually, too. Won't they have, like, touch football?
Well, I think they should just put shorts on and make it like rugby.
That's it?
That's it.
The scrum, one guy on the bottom.
That's
and
it.
that's
Remember this. If you follow this, the defining element of pro football as we know and love it, to this very conversation we're having here, is the fact that is how you engage the ball carrier and bring him to the ground. It's tackle, hits.
Yes.
Okay, you can hit and be as aggressive as you would like,
Right.
and still be safe if you adhere to the principles of tackling. They don't teach it anymore. I'm redundant on this, and I know I'm going to get a letter or two.
You're going to get some comments.
Because people are going to say, "Oh, I'm tired of you hearing you say that."
Yeah.
Well, here it is. It's the same old deal. If you don't tackle correctly, if you duck your head, if you dip, and you try to undercut, the ball carrier, and you don't square up on them and keep your head up and drive through and have a good form and wrap them up, you're asking for an awful lot of injuries, and that's what's happening.
That's
here.
what's going on here.
That's why they're doing this.
They get rid of the two-man wedge on the kickoff, preventing players in the kicking team from getting a running start, allowing only 3 players on the return team to stray beyond the row of blockers who are in closer proximity to the members of the kicking team, and that still might not save the play. Apparently, Packers CEO Mark Murphy believes that the kickoff rules will be looked at from season to season with a short leash applied to the question of whether the reconfigured play reduces injuries, and if it doesn't, the kickoff, they say, will eventually be gone. And this is what you're talking about, and if so, you're gone.
Well, I'm gone. But here's what's interesting is all you have to do now that they've stigmatized the kickoff,
Calling it, the NFL calls it the most dangerous play in the game.
Well, yeah, well, it can be.
Yeah.
But, I went through 13 years of this league professionally, and it was okay for 13 years, and now suddenly it's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. Why isn't it not okay? It's because tackling has now been systematically taken out of the sport.
Now it's hitting. It's just hits. No
It's
tackling.
just run down, lower your head, and just
pounce 'em.
reckless abandon.
Yep.
And you can't do that. You've got to have some sort of integrity. If you don't have integrity within the dangerous parts of the game, you don't have a sport.
It's Fred Dreyer, and for years, since you and I have been doing this show, one of the primary, if not the primary goal you talk about is the lack of teaching players how to tackle, going from grade school right on up into the pros, and this is what's causing the problem, and this is what's affecting the kickoff now.
Yeah. Now, what else is going to go? Punt return.
Yeah, why not?
Is that going to be out?
Yeah,
You're
just do
going to
that.
get rid of that.
Yeah.
So if this next season comes along and we get a guy who gets hurt on the kickoff, that's it.
They want to reduce the high-impact collisions that occur when two players run directly at each other at full speed.
Well, put a dress on then.
Well, you could do this. Why don't they make it kind of like prison football, where you have all ex-cons playing on the team? Oh, wait, they are that way already, as I think a lot of the players are.
Ba-boomba. Where's our sound effects? Don't we have sound effects?
No, we don't use. We do not pay for the sound effect bill.
Boy, we is that cheap show, brother.
Yeah, we're trying to get some sound effects later. If you can make them with your mouth and I can do a couple of things. You like that one?
Yeah, let's not do that.
Da-da-da-da-da. That's the charge. We could do that.
We got
whatever you need.
That's like the kickoff. We got to get rid of that.
That's somebody in the studio audience. So this is going to affect the game of football. And again, if the kickoff is gone for good, say goodbye to it. It's terrible because this is what the game is all about. So it's like, let's send cards and letters, for gosh sakes, to the Safety Summit people. If somebody signs up for football, they know they're going to be running full speed ahead at somebody. That's their choice. They're making a living.
Take the helmets off. Take the pads off.
Yeah.
Put flag football flags on their shorts and have at it.
Did you have flags on your shorts when you played professional football?
Yeah, I did. I actually had flags underneath my.
I've looked at that Duluth catalog, and they have what they call shorts that actually keep all parts of the male body cool. Did you ever have some of those with special material that kind of are like a coolant sort of short?
I had my own special underwear.
Straight ahead, we'll find out what that's all about. And then again, maybe we won't stay with us in the sports lounge. Do you like burgers? Then experience the ultimate famous 50-50 burger at Slater's 50-50 in Pasadena, California. 50% ground beef and 50% ground bacon. Stop by at 61 North Raymond Avenue in Pasadena and visit Slater's 50-50. Experience our full bar with craft beer and more. Play in our cool new game room. View the best sports in our Slater's 50-50 TV lounge. Try our Slater's 50-50 Burgers by Design, too, and all of our incredible food, including our Sunday Bloody Mary brunch. Check out our VIP event space for private dining and ask about our chef-inspired catering company with a completely scratch kitchen-based service. It's all at Slater's 50-50 under new management at 61 North Raymond in Pasadena. Call 626-765-9700. 626-765-9700. Call now, 626-765-9700.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. Call right now. That's 800-485-8803.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644.
We are back in the lounge. Here's truly Michael Horn, the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer. It is the Sports Lounge. We're talking sports news for you, news of the week, news that affects things. It's kind of behind the scenes. And our next story here, if we can talk about this, Fred Dreyer, is the Jacksonville Jaguars. The owner, Shahid Khan, is hoping to purchase the
Jerry Colonna?
London's Wembley Stadium. You know, they've been playing football. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but how boring is that? 10 o'clock in the morning, you see a game coming from London, and they don't know how to cheer in the mother country over there in the UK. They're too busy with the Queen and all that kind of stuff. And my gosh, they play that soccer where you watch the whole game and they score like 1 point and everybody's all excited. Maybe that's why Shahid Khan wants to go ahead, because he's busy saying goal all the time over there. So he is saying that he might want to play the Super Bowl in London. Your thoughts on this, Fred Dreyer?
A Super Bowl in London?
He wants to purchase London's Wembley Stadium.
Well, I'm sure for $1.25 billion.
Yeah, that's
$1.25 billion.
You and I made an offer on it. It was a little higher than we wanted.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I look at it like I really don't care what this new global ownership does anymore.
He wants to bring the Super Bowl outside the United States to a 90,000-seat stadium. That's what he's hoping.
Yeah, so he can open up, so they can move the league over there. And I say, take all 32 teams
and get rid
right
of them
now and pick a country and go to it.
That's what you would do?
Yeah.
Which country do you
like
have
the
a
Raiders?
country?
Like the Raiders should go to Afghanistan. Huh?
So the Raiders. So each team would be in a different. Afghanistan would be the
Raiders.
home for the Raiders, the Afghani Raiders.
Right, and the Bengals would be kind of like the Iranian Bengals.
So the Iranian Bengals would be there. As
So
good.
you'd have all these different pro football teams now
From different
all
countries.
over the world,
This would be
all over the
great.
country, and we wouldn't have to worry about it.
Just
we wouldn't
like
have
they
to
do
worry.
soccer. You have
we
the
wouldn't
team.
have to pour over the feelings of the people in San Diego and St. Louis who lost franchises. Who cares?
Yes, who cares? Because these teams would now go and be representing entire countries. I think because he's Czech, Belichick, I think we get the New England Patriots in the Czech Republic.
Could be.
I
Could very
would
well
take
be.
strongly.
Well, you'd like that.
I would love that because he's a Czech, and besides going to those games, you'd have the best beer in the world while
You
you're
would.
sitting
Well,
there.
that's the reason you want them to go there.
Who would go to Ireland? Would you have somebody drinking Guinness? What team would you put into Ireland?
I don't know. I have to think about that.
Yeah.
There's 32 teams. There's 32 venues for these lousy teams.
Maybe the New York Giants, your old signing team, the Guinness Giants, would be good. It's got GGs.
Well, you
Double
do
Gs.
know this. When you go to Europe,
Yeah.
this is what's going to happen here.
What's going to
Remember, it's all money.
Heard it here first with Fred
It's all
Dreyer on the
money.
lounge. Yeah.
One of the reasons that the National Football League wants to expand globally
Right.
is for all of the merchandising, all of the advertising rights, and for all of the placement. You're going to see on the side of that Raider helmet, you're going to see a Guinness sticker.
Where?
You're going to see patches all over the uniforms.
Can you see the Queen maybe and Prince Philip in the stands eating some of that processed cheese nachos? Maybe
I can see the Queen with a foam finger.
Really?
Yeah.
Shaking it out there. That's good.
Yeah.
And
Go, you Raiders, go!
great. This is pretty good. So this is what's happening. This Shahid Khan is hoping to purchase London's Wembley Stadium. He's putting a $1.25 billion offer to take over the venue. I think he's got a team over there too. He's one of the football, the soccer teams. But the NFL has been exploring the possibility of bringing a full-time NFL team to London. And this is your guy who talks to you and loves you so much.
Who's that?
Roger Goodell has called London's chances of a franchise realistic.
Yeah, it's realistic, all right.
So the league has a 10-year deal with Tottenham to play games at their new stadium, scheduled to be completed for the next Premier League season. And but from a U.S. Perspective and the fans there, they say there's advantages to having a Super Bowl in London. The game would start earlier than the 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kickoff, which is prime time for them to see the game. And the NFL would likely move the kickoff. This is a mistake because there would not be a kickoff. The NFL would move just the handoff at the game because we have to be safe. I don't think we should call it a kickoff anymore.
They called it handshake.
The handshake. And they would move the kickoff schedule up a few hours, and everyone's sleep schedules would be happy about this for Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's a stupid idea. It's an American pastime game. Let's not share it with the Brits, for God's sakes.
Well, it'll be
Let's
tea
go back to
time.
the Battle of New Orleans, for God's sakes, when the Brits were down there trying to maim us and kill us. I hold grudges. I don't give up on these things. Come on, the Revolutionary War, they burned Washington, and now we're giving them football? What is
I'm
wrong
getting
with people?
really upset now.
What is wrong with Khan? He's destroying the whole thing. Let's get Bill Shatner in there to shout his name out. This is stupid.
Yeah, well, there it is. It's a stupid league.
So far, we've had two big stories on the show here on the Sports Lounge. They're both stupid. They're getting rid of the kickoff, and they want to move the Super Bowl.
Well,
to London.
I got to get. We're going to have to get Goodell here to talk about tackling.
We got to do that.
To talk about tackling.
Put him on the spot. Tackling. More with Fred Dreyer. Stay with us.
Hi, everyone. This is Fred Dreyer with some breaking news. My new movie, Highway 395, has just been released. Highway 395 is my latest movie and is now available for all of my friends and listeners to own. Highway 395 is a classic modern-day Western thriller. Action, romance, and the frontier spirit. It's all there in my new movie, Highway 395. Now, here's the best part. You can own this movie tonight by going to my brand new website, freddryer.co. Head to my website now at freddryer.co and check out the trailer. Then order the movie for a great night of entertainment. And while you're at freddryer.co, check out the memorabilia and my career highlights. But don't forget to order my new action thriller movie, Highway 395. So head over to freddryer.co. That's freddryer.co.
This is today's Entertainment Answer. I'm Matt Mungle. What's a good way to be advised about movie content? Now, we all use the website imdb.com when we can't think of what movie that guy was in and what was she in, but it is also a handy tool as a parental guide. My 17-year-old uses it all the time to avoid those awkward movie moments. Go to imdb.com, and then right under the motion picture rating, there's a parental guide, and click on the View Content Advisory. For more entertainment answers, visit the family section of mungleshow.com.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante to see memorabilia of movie stars and theatrical magic right in downtown Fullerton, California. The Art of the Great Masters in an Italian town square complete with storefronts of old, Italian butchers and cheesemongers, fruit and wine vendors, seamstresses showing their wares, the romance of Romeo and Juliet. Find our mystical Room of the Moon, and don't forget King Kong, Dracula, Frankenstein, and who knows what awaits you in the wine cellar. Enjoy the great food. We hand stuff our pastas, roll each and every tortellini, bake our own bread, and make all of our sauces fresh from our private stock of Sicilian family recipes. Pasta to seafood, chicken to award-winning pizzas, tiramisu flown in from Rome. If you can't find something on our menu to tempt you, you don't like Italian food. Try our Sunday brunch, all you can eat, just $21.95. And Angelo's and Vinci's has been named the best Italian restaurant in Orange County 2 years in a row, and our owner has been named Restaurateur of the Year. Angelo's and Vinci's, Fullerton, California, 714-879-4022 or angelosandvinci's.com.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.125%, APR 4.36%. But choosing the right mortgage lender involves so much more than just a rate. We've earned 12 J.D. Power Awards for client satisfaction. And we invented Rocket Mortgage, a simpler, hassle-free way to get a mortgage completely online. So choose Quicken Loans, America's #1 online lender. Call 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Equal housing lender. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
We are back in the Sports Lounge. I'm Michael Horn, the star of our show, the one and only football legend, the acting superstar, Mr. Fred Dryer. And if we can talk a little bit, Fred, apparently there's one other football story here. Eric Reed is filing a collusion grievance against the NFL.
Right.
This is, these two guys who are at the forefront of the anthem protests have now collusion grievances against the NFL. Free agent safety Eric Reed filed a collusion grievance 7 weeks the day after becoming a free agent. The NFL Players Association announced the grievance, said our union is aware that Eric Reed and his legal representatives filed a collusion claim, which will be heard through the arbitration process as spelled out in our collective bargaining agreement. Our union supports Eric, and we're considering other legal options to pursue, end of quote. So Reed's argument is going to be similar, if not identical, to the argument previously made by the former 49ers quarterback and still not playing in the NFL, Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, I honestly, this is what I'm going to say has been said many times in the last year about the subject matter of protesting.
Yep.
Yes, it's okay if I'm an owner for my players to protest. First of all, I can't tell them one way or another to protest or not to protest. It's their right to be able to do it. Here's where I defer. I don't want my players that I pay to play football on Sunday, to use that time to protest. I don't want any of them, number one, disobeying the flag, because my company, my business belongs to a league that believes in supporting the flag. And that's what you're going to do. Otherwise, you're not going to be here. And the other thing else is you can't use this time. You can't wait and use the airtime of the networks and of this organization to make these statements and these protests. It's not about you being black. It's not about you being upset that the owners haven't put money towards solving racism, which they did. They put 90. They put
a lot of money.
What, they put 90 million.
Yeah.
What, 90 million.
Yep.
90, not 90,000. 90 million,
Yeah.
I think it was. They put $90 million into some stupid effort to salve the players from striking and from protesting. And when all you have to do is say, look, go out and protest and raise some money. If you guys want to get together and raise some money, and you think that nobody cares about Whitey beating up black people in the streets of Chicago or LA or wherever it might be, if you think that we as owners aren't doing enough to combat racism in the streets against black people, then go out and raise money yourself and put it together, and perhaps each owner might kick in a couple of $1 million to help you out. It's a great noble cause for you to do it, but you shouldn't hold a gun, which they've done. They hold a gun to the owners' heads. They force a meeting, and the owners say, "What if we give you a $90 million, and you can go out and it'll help you?" I don't know what it's going to do. You see, nobody, no reporter, no news journalist, no sports journalist, no New York Times journalist ever asked what happened in the meeting. This is what drives me crazy.
Right.
Tell me what you decided, and where's the money going? Is there a corporation that the money goes to? Who's ahead of it? Who gets to write checks on that corporation? Where's this money coming from? Where is it going? And what's the intent?
We don't know any of that.
What's the intent of all of this?
Right. These players are saying, so they're contending that the NFL's teams adopted a coordinated approach to the shunning of players who were deemed to be bad for business, in quotes, because of their role in the anthem protest. So that's what.
Well, guess what?
Yeah,
I agree. If I'm an owner and they make this charge that you guys are colluding, I'm not colluding. I don't need any other owner to tell me, hey, don't you think it's a good idea if maybe we get rid of the players that are causing all these problems on game day? I'm going to stand up and speak for myself.
Sure.
I speak for myself. Look, I own the 49ers in this case, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm Mr. York, and I own the 49ers, and there's not going to be anybody on my payroll that's going to be protesting. And if they're going to, they can go home. I will cut them. I will fire them. And I will file a grievance with the NFL, with the league. I'll file it. I don't want any of these players holding me up as hostage.
Well, and that's not overlooking the reality, as you mentioned, that the NFL has given players the right to protest. It's just not protesting on your dime when the game's going on here.
This news release is incompetent.
Yeah.
Nobody explains anything. Nobody explains.
And nobody asks the right questions.
No.
And
I haven't heard, believe me, I haven't heard anybody on any other show anybody on any other network talk about this very fact
in
itself.
this way that we haven't heard about it. Your thoughts on this, please email Fred Dryer, Dryer, at crntalk.com. Follow him on Twitter, Fred_Dryer, Facebook.com/The Real Fred Dryer, and we'll get that all worked out. It's important. Right?
Well, it's important to get the truth out. I mean, I'm a football fan.
I agree.
I see what's going on here. Why doesn't someone else articulate it? Why doesn't someone else explain it?
Because they're scared to bring up this topic.
Well, they're explained to criticize the black politic. You know, look at what they've done to Kanye West. How about that one?
Yeah, Kanye West, who now supports President Trump, now all of a sudden he's being
Well,
ostracized.
no, he's being supposedly the Crips in L.A. said, "Hey, we're gonna F this guy up when we see him."
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's like everybody is just take a deep chill pill and relax. You want to protest? Start your own group and protest. All they're saying is don't protest at game day. That's when we're going to be out there.
Don't protest on my business
on my dime. So I'm paying you, so you got to follow protocols for the company.
Yeah, man. When the people buying my hamburgers decide they're not buying hamburgers, I'm going to find out why. And if it's because my workers are doing something, you're fired. Out.
Fred Dryer giving you the thoughts behind the process here. Again, Fred Dryer at crntalk.com. Don't forget to check out his website, freddryer.co. It's all here. The Fred Dryer Show, by the way, .com has all of our replays and more on it. Check it all out.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. You know, I believe buying a home is almost always a better idea than renting. But if the fear of a big down payment is holding you back, I've got some good news. Today, the average down payment for first-time home buyers is a lot less than 20%. And here's the best part. Our mortgage experts at Quicken Loans can help you find a variety of mortgage options that may require as little as 3% down. Now add to that Rocket Mortgage. It gives you a solid approval in as few as 8 minutes, which will give you an edge over other buyers. Here's something else to consider. For 8 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So don't let the fear of a high down payment hold you back. Call America's largest mortgage lender at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Based on Rocket Mortgage data in comparison to public data records. For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Results may vary.
It's 3 p.m. and you just ran out of ink. You have a report due end of day, which is 2 hours from now. You can't push the deadline because end of day means end of today, not end of tomorrow day. What now? Go to your local Staples store. Staples has a huge selection of ink and toner in stock and at low prices every day. So you can get your ink fast for less. End of story.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
We're back in the Sports Lounge. Welcome back, Michael Horn, along with the one and only star of our program, Fred Dryer, talking about all the news that's behind the scenes in football. We should talk a little bit about the draft. You mentioned that the last guy to be drafted, and they're having the big party, you say, in Southern California for the last guy that gets drafted.
Mr. Irrelevant, yeah.
Trey Quinn, Mr. Irrelevant on the Redskins from SMU. Well, the first guy that got drafted, let's talk about Baker Mayfield, the quarterback out of Oklahoma, went to the Browns. Is that going to help them out on the Browns?
That surprised people.
That's surprising.
Of all the quarterbacks,
yeah,
they chose him.
Why do you think?
I honestly do not know.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe because
you think Johnny Manziel will come back again?
Maybe because his personality was. He's only 6 foot tall, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they let Sam Darnold go to the third pick, which was the Jets.
Yeah, from USC.
And then Josh Allen from Wyoming on the 7th pick went to the Bills.
Went to the Bills, yeah.
And Josh Rosen, the 10th pick, went to the Cardinals.
From UCLA, went to the Cardinals.
Yeah. So you look at all this and you think, how do people handicap what they want from a quarterback in their system, and I don't know. Baker Mayfield, will he make it? I don't know. I mean,
Browns have had some problems. Well, I'd be nervous if I signed up with them. What have they won? 1 game in the last 2 seasons? something like that. That's about it. So we'll see. Maybe this guy can't do any worse.
Yeah.
He might be just exactly what they need. Let me ask you a question. What makes for a winner? What's the attitude? Yeah, let's look at baseball here for a second. You got World Series. You know, Houston Astros may be the underdogs a little bit. They came for that, really nothing to lose here, and they come and they win. And one game decides the World Series. The last game, Game 7, the Dodgers lose it. They're done. They come back to spring training. Dodgers in Los Angeles say, "Oh, we got still some unfinished business," and now they can't even get a win, let alone get any kind of attitude together. How do you turn that around when you're like management or coaching or whatever to get the proper thought process going? Even Kershaw's giving up home run balls left and right. What's going on here?
Well, look, just like last year, speaking specifically about the Dodgers, that team had everything going for it. Many of those players had career years.
Yes, they
all
did.
at once.
Yeah.
Okay. They also, at the right time, had an infusion of Cody Bellinger, who came in and he took all the pressure off of everybody else, and he carried that team for the better part of the rest of the year.
Yeah.
The story was about, Cody came in here, and now not only is he a great rookie, he's going to be Rookie of the Year, but guy's hitting 40 home runs. So it was a terrific story. So those types of things are for a manager, and they didn't have a lot of injuries last year that were critical.
Correct.
So for a manager, it's great. They only had a couple problems with organizing, and they picked up some people for the bullpen and stuff during the middle of the season. But for the most part, I've always believed this, and this was my. I can only say this from my own experience. It's one thing to be a head coach. And it's another thing, to be the team's brother or pal.
Good point.
I don't want my coach to be
a pal.
My pal.
No.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Great. He's a nice guy. He's fair. But I want that guy. I want that guy to drive that wagon. I want to see him disciplined. I want to see him do the things necessary and make the right decisions for the sake of winning. I think for the most part, a lot of teams think they're doing that, and whether they have a successful season is predicated and based primarily on talent. Many teams just don't have the talent, but you can get a lot of teams to play well with less talent if you appeal to them. And you discipline and manage them correctly. I don't think that for the sake of the conversation, we're talking about the Dodgers. They were one game away from being
a champion,
world champs, and they seem to be paralyzed by that aspect.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They seem to be paralyzed by it, and they're not. They haven't wiped the slate clean enough, and to come back. I don't think they had a very good spring training.
No.
From my standpoint, this whole thing about their reliever Kenley Jansen, he didn't throw.
They wanted to rest his arm.
Something? He can rest when the season's over. He can go back to Curacao, where the hell he's from, and fish. He can do what he's going to do there. That guy wasn't tired. Believe me, the other players were tired. This guy should have showed up there. Pitchers have to pitch. You've got to hit your spots. You have to know
spots,
but you have to know what it is that you need to perform for the start of the season. And it's this guy. This guy's sitting around waiting for a coach to tell him to go work out or not to work out. That's not getting it. That there's a maturity to a team's success. Mature teams. They don't do that well, and so for the most part, they had a terrible spring. They got people hurt. People show up when they got hamstring injuries. it's one thing after another with these teams.
Straight ahead, more with Fred Dreyer. We're in the Sports Lounge.
When you really want Italian food, you have got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Ah, yes, the warm weather has triumphantly returned, and the yucca filamatusa are in bloom just in time for Mother's Day. And what better place to enjoy the day than celebrating at Columbo's? Why Columbo's? Because Columbo's is family, and family is getting together, enjoying each other's company without distraction. Columbo's helps put ease back into our lives with mouth-watering steaks prepared the way you want, the freshest fish, Italian specialties that redefine the meaning of comfort food, the world's greatest meatballs, jazz every night, and it's all so affordable. Put some ease back into Mother's Day at Columbo's, because it really is that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Happy Mother's Day. Mangia.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
The legends of Ka'anapali Luau at the Ka'anapali Beach Hotel will take your breath away with an abundant feast, spellbinding dances, and music from Lei Pono Productions. Be greeted with a lei and browse to see island crafts made by local artisans. As you hear the pu or conch shell blow, your luau experience will begin. The featured entree is a whole roasted pig and a bountiful menu of some of Hawaii's favorite food choices. Oh, you can't forget our famous made in-house taro poi. As your night comes to an end under the spell of the moon, be amazed by the famous firewalk. By the end of the night, you'll be full, and we hope you'll have made new friends and some forever memories while you continue to listen to music from Maui's local Hawaiian musicians every Monday night at Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel. Ka'anapali Beach Hotel, voted Best Aloha Spirit by Hawaii Magazine readers. Call 667-0128 or visit legendsofka'anapali.com for your exciting island adventure.
Back in the Sports Lounge, Michael Horn, the one and only Fred Dreyer. So, Fred, going along with what you're just talking about there, baseball, getting prep, getting your mindset, getting spring training away, getting pitchers to get some work. What about you're into the season right now, and you're the manager, and this happened, I believe, last week with the Dodgers, and Dave Roberts thought that Cody Bellinger was not hustling enough, hitting a ball in the corner there of the Giants stadium, and he stopped at second instead of being on third base, and so he took him out of the game and benched him for not hustling.
Well, that's how he saw it.
Yeah. That's perfectly respectful to do that. You got to jam somebody up and get them going a little bit, right?
Well, I mean, again, what are you asking your team to do? See, I know that I had a strict athletic background. Football is a different sport than baseball. You got 14, 12, 10, 12 games in along the way, and then you got 14, 16 games later on. But for baseball, you got 500 games they play,
right?
And you go out there, and it's a lackadaisical sport. Everybody kind of gets a ball and a bat and a glove, and they get to go out there and they get to take ground balls, and they get to, simulate stuff half speed, and they get to throw long toss, and they get to take batting practice, and they do individual skills. They don't do team skills. They don't have skills set aside. Okay, we're going to have a complete infield. We're going to hit baseballs. Here's situations. Boom. They used to do this. I don't know if they do this. I don't think they do this anymore. They got about 10 fields out there. They can do a lot of things out there. But they've got a lot of players they bring in to do a lot of things. But my belief was I would take this team and I would run them. You know, there's something about baseball pitchers that if your legs aren't in shape, your arm's not in shape. And you know, if your legs aren't in shape and you're not stretched out, then you know, you don't hit very well. You know, you don't catch very well. You can't move. You've got to go out there and know that every single day the entire team is going to run from the right field sideline all the way to the left field side. We're going to do that for like about a half hour. And we're going to run. We're not going to jog and trot. We're going to stretch. We're going to put an hour into doing that, the entire team. That's what we're going to do. And I don't want anybody showing up here with leg injuries, leg problems, pulls, strains. I don't want anybody showing up here saying my legs hurt. You know, that's something that people are responsible for in the off season. You know, as a case in point, you know, Chuck Knox sent some guy home. He says because he was on the injured list. He looked on the injured list and he stood up in front of the team and said, "Hey Jimmy, you know why are you hurt? What's wrong with you? Tell us what's wrong with you." And he said, "Well, you know, I pulled my hamstring, I think." He says, "You know, you've been invited to camp because of your speed. That's why you're here. And you show up here and your legs aren't in shape.
Not acceptable.
Guess what? You're fired." And they said, "Chuck, bring over get the station wagon, take him to the airport." And he did that in front of the team.
They took him right out. And
you're done. You're fired. You know why you're fired? Because of you, not because of anything else. Now, the rest of the team sees that and says, well, I mean, that's not going to happen to me because, you know, I'm going to be in shape. But that's his standards. You have to have standards. You have to have standards by which you know to play to. You know, I hear all the time, "Oh, our coach is a great guy. He's really he's our best friend." And I said, "Well, that's fine if you want to have a picnic, but you know, if you want to win some football games and baseball games and stuff, you've got to really be intense about it and go out and do it. Make people believe it."
Check out our website, FredDryerShow.com. FredDryerShow.com. Check out Fred's site, FredDryer.co, and don't forget to send him an email, FredDryer@CRNTalk.com.
Because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk